When I went to Star Wars Celebration Europe, I picked up this book. It's the pocket book, Meccano Trilogo's Collector's Handbook by S.Faucourt Y.Leroux. And in 2007 I picked up the Trilogo to Meccano book by S.Faucourt, and this is like a smaller pocket-sized version of the book with congratulations, you are holding the perfect companion to your journey into the Star Wars vintage Meccano and Trilogo action figure collecting. This is going back to the basics, an essential resource for collectors which can be used and enjoyed anywhere. Its content is focused on strictly key information, large individual pictures of each blister card, chosen among the best conditions available, resulting of 2 decades of collecting and card front back. So you're going to get lots of pictures in this book, but not much information. So for information, you should go to the Meccano to Trilogo book, which came out in 2007. This is, you can get this on Amazon. This is the English language version, and it's signed to me. So S.Faucourt Y.Leroux, to me, let's start the hunt. And I made him sign, I don't want your Chewie anymore, because on the original book I made him sign that I want your Chewbacca. But you can see how the book's large pictures, and then it talks about rarity. So 5 would be very rare, 5 red Death Stars would be very rare, and 1 would be pretty common. But for any French Meccano stuff, it's always hard to find. I mean, I've got very few. I've got this Yoda, but my Yoda bubble is really large, which means it's according to, it was produced later than, say, in 1986. And then we got, so these are the French Return of the Jedi cards. I've got that Chewbacca, but 65 back, and that's quite a rare. Well, the 45 back's rare, the 65 back's not so rare. This would be very rare. 5 stars for the 45 back Return of the Jedi. Very rare. Luke Skywalker. It's a really beautiful book. I mean, the best thing about this is the French stuff, because, I mean, it's so valuable these days. I mean, these square cards are just worth a fortune. And you can see the scarcity. So Lebot is quite scarce. He's 4 stars. So 2-1B medical droid. Argonaut, he's fairly rare. And Rebel Commander, he's 4 red stars as well. But I mean, to find these in England is very difficult, and they'll be really expensive. You're talking maybe 2,000 quid for one of these. Boba Fett would be just a small fortune, and he's very rare to begin with, so 5 stars for him. Rebel Soldier, 2 stars. That's 1980, 81, 82. So the French. Now we're going on to the French square cards for Star Wars. Greedo's supposedly common. Red Snag, Walrus Man. Power Droid's rare on the French square card. Death Star Droid, 4 stars as well, he's pretty rare. Meccano, he's very rare. I mean, compared to Palatoy, Meccano stuff is just so much more harder to find. Because they use thin bubbles and thin cards, condition's always an issue with these cards. Okay. I mean, these are really good photographs. Death Star, he's kind of common. But even now, you're going to pay a lot of money for that. Sand Person. This is the common one. This is one that you could probably actually acquire, which is the French Meccano Jara square card. It's the most common out of the lot. Then Ben Kenobi. La Guerre des Étoiles. So I've got this one. I've got 2 of them actually. Then you've got Han Solo. He's 3 stars. The Ben Kenobi. I've got a review of him up on what do you call it, YouTube, so I can show some footage of this figure, plus the Meccano Chewbacca, 65 back. But any French things like the C-3PO, the Darth Vader, all rare. This one, man, I could have picked one up in 2007 for about 500 quid. I regret I didn't. Really nice. And then we've got the Princess Leia. They had one of these at the what do you call it? Star Wars Celebration Europe for £4,000. And Luke. So these things are just so rare. Tells you how to use the book. These are the 12 back cards, square cards. These are pretty rare. The Jawa vinyl cape. Imagine how much that would be worth. The Han Solo. The what's this? Ben Kenobi 12 back, 4 stars. I do have the Princess Leia on this card. Let me show you it. Chewbacca R2D2. So it shows you the rarity of these cards. The rarities in terms of the whole line of 12 back regular cards. So though this is regarded as a common, this is still a tough find, and you're going to spend a lot of money for this figure. I got mine in '93, so foreign collecting wasn't as hot as it is now. So it's a really good book. It also deals with the Trilogos, and the main differentiation with the Trilogos is the French Trilogos, which have smaller Meccano type bubbles, and the British type of what do you call them, bubbles, which are a lot larger and tend to crease more. But you can see a big difference between the French and the British in terms of rarity per figure. But these are the Trilogo cards, so I mean it's hard enough just getting the British ones, if you know what I mean. General Mundane, he's like the most valuable Trilogo figure, or one of the most valuable. Rike, I'd like to get that one. A Rebel Commander, I'd like to get him as well, because the Rebel Commander has a different photograph. Kind of small book, so it's hard to handle. Emperor's Royal Guard, he's rare. Gamorrean Guard. So you can see this is a really nice book, but it hasn't got much text information. The Luke Best Bin with the 3rd picture on that. It's quite a nice card to get. So overall, this is a good book. I mean, because I had Trilogo to Meccano anyhow before the first book, I mean that jar was super rare. I had a chance in '93 to pick up one of these for about 40 quid, and you know I turned my nose up at it, much to my regret, because this is one of the toughest figures to find. Jawa Meccano, I mean Jawa Trilogo. Stormtrooper, really nice, Trilogo. And Darth Vader, that Princess Leia, really nice. She's a hard one to find. The Luke Gunner, I've got that with the brown haired version. So 1984, 85, 86. So overall, this is a really good book. And if you're into foreign vintage Star Wars, this is a good book to try and track down. I think you can buy it on Amazon, or you can get in contact with the authors themselves. They're on Facebook, so you just need to join a Star Wars collecting group. So you know, I mean, really nice. That's the 65 back I've got. So there, it's only got 2 stars, but it's really rare. Don't worry. It's just in terms of collecting within that line of 65 backs, and then 45 backs. So this one last look. Beautiful book. Highly recommend this if you're a vintage head like me. I mean, I've hardly got any Meccano stuff. I've got about 5, 6, 7 figures. That's it. And some of them are miscards. But you know, if you're old school, you'll love this book. And yeah, so definitely recommend this. And yep, it's got enough information, and to find out more, just go on to buy the Trilogo to Meccano book as well, if you can still find it. That R5D4 is pretty rare, and that Luke is rare as well. I think that's a 5-star one. Yep. So I mean the French cards are really unique because they went to a square card design, and that makes them really stand out amongst other foreign cards. So, you know, I mean, there's a new book about Spanish figures as well. That's really would be nice to get your hand on. So you got a few adverts. It's a really good book. It's written by S.Faucourt Y.Leroux. Mine's signed. It's got a special stamp in it, I think. 31 of 90. So I picked this up at Star Wars Celebration Europe 2016. I'm glad I did. Okay, so really nice cover. Great book. So there's a French version and an English version. This is the English version. So there's the proper names. And yeah, I think you can get this on Amazon. I'm pretty sure you can. So check it out. It'll be about 20 quid, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, but definitely check it out, man. Alright, cheers, bye. Meccano to Trilogo Collector's Handbook by S.Faucourt and Y.Leroux. I'll try and put my review of the 2007 book after this as well. So cheers, bye.
European Star Wars stuff. This is a really good book. It's by a French guy called S.Faucourt, and this book cost about 15 quid. I got it at the 2007 Star Wars Celebration in Europe in London, and it's signed. It says, "To me, I want your Chewbacca," because I've got that figure on a Return of the Jedi card, which he hasn't got. I told him to write that in there. And his book's From Meccano to Trilogo, so it deals with the French cards, which are quite unique, plus it goes on to the Trilogo section, and it's really, if you're into European cards, it's really quite excellent. So you've got the Meccano section first, the French Meccano square cards. These are the first ones, so these are like regular 12-back cards. I've got that French Princess there. And then it moves on to the French square cards. And then the Jawa is very common, that's the most common one. You often see that coming up for sale. And what he's done on this is he's put a rarity factor, so the little numbers at the in the corner of the card, that shows you how rare they are, 5 being the rarest, 1 being the most common. But I think he's done that only in the French market. He hasn't dealt with the Palatoy cards, or the German cards, or the Dutch cards, or the Spanish cards. It just deals with the French cards plus the Trilogo cards, which he, according to him, was sold first in France. And then we got the Return of the Jedi French cards, which are commanding a lot of money when they come up to sale on the eBay. I've got that Chewbacca there, and that's quite rare, supposedly. Then we come on to the Trilogo cards, all the different variations. And this book's just excellent. If you're into Trilogo cards, I can't recommend this any more. Hoth Rescue there. This is really, at the moment, the most comprehensive book on French cards and Trilogos. You can't really go wrong with this. So I highly recommend it. Cost about £15. Not bad. And it's really interesting. I mean, there's not much French stuff out there, but this is just interesting. And you've got a list at the back of what cards were available with what bubbles and all that sort of stuff, if you're into all that. So, excellent book. And it's got the price there in European euros. €25.